Reason number two why I don't like early specialization for athletes is it restricts your sport options. If the only choice I give my son is that he's going to play tennis from the time he's 5 years old, by the time he turns 15, he may want to play soccer, and he may actually turn out to be a really, really good soccer player. But because I've restricted his options, it's going to take him a long time to go back and develop those soccer skills, and he may never get to where he could possibly be. So you never know with a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 15-year-old, what sport they're going to end up playing. And if you look at a lot of professional athletes, they've reached the pinnacle in a certain sport, and a lot of them credit the development they had in some other sports along the way. Steve Nash started off playing soccer, and he played soccer for a long time, and then finally, I think at 14, started playing basketball. And he credits a lot of his basketball success to playing soccer. But he would have never known that he was going to have such success in basketball if he was so locked into only playing soccer. So we can't restrict the options of a young child because we have no idea as they develop and as they grow what they're going to be better at. So we want to make sure that we give them the opportunity to play multiple different sports and figure out maybe there's a sport that they're not as good at as a child, but because they love it so much and they're passionate about it, they can develop a lot faster and they'll stick with it long term, and maybe they become a professional athlete there. However, we know that less than 1% are even going to go to college to play that sport, let alone become a professional athlete. So if your only goal for your 8-year-old is to limit them to try to make them the next Tiger Woods or Tom Brady, then you're just setting them up for failure, because realistically, they're probably not going to do that, and we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket, restrict their whole life so they can't play any other sport, and then they get there and they don't make it, and they fail, and then they've never learned anything else. They've never learned how to be on another team or do anything else, and we see this a lot with individual sports, tennis and wrestling and things that don't involve a team. When they fail, it's really, really tough to figure out how to apply the skills that they learned in their sport to something else. And that's a lot of what we learn in sports as a young athlete, a lot of life skills that we can take into something else. So we want to make sure we're not restricting their options. One of the excuses I hear a lot from parents is, well, my child just wants to play. You know, he wants to play soccer year round. He really wants to. And my answer to that is, he probably also wants to eat ice cream for dinner. That's your job as a parent, to make better decisions for him so that he actually wants to play soccer when he's 22 and when he's 25. So just because he enjoys playing soccer at 12 years old year round doesn't mean that that's the right choice for him, and you need to make the decision as a parent to help him set him up for success in the long term. So don't use that excuse and allow your kids to play multiple sports.